Hi everyone, welcome to my friendly guide for moving from Excel to R. Today I'm going to show you something very fundamental in data analysis, and that's how to import and export files. We're going to cover the import and export of two common file types, comma-separated values or CSV files and Excel files. First, we're going to start with CSV files. In order to read a CSV file, all you have to do is use the readr package and a command called read_CSV, like this. So I'm going to type in read_CSV. Now notice that I get this kind of autocomplete on read.csv, which is a different function. I'm actually going to use a function from the readr package. So now this function is identified, and I'm just going to read a file from a temporary folder right here called penguins.csv. Let's put it in a new object called peng. Okay, and that's it. Once you read the file, we get some text here about the column specifications. You can see here it gives me the column names and the types of the columns, and we can have a look on this table here and we see the different columns and types. Now a few tricks here. One thing I did once I typed in the folder is to click on tab. Once you click on tab, you get a list of all the files within that folder, and you can just browse around and select your preferred file. That's in RStudio. And another trick is to use, and that's especially useful in big files. There's an argument here called guessMax. guessMax tells the function how many records it needs to parse before reading the complete file in order to decide the type of each column. You can see here that, for example, numeric columns were specified as double, and character columns were specified as character. So the function is smart. She knows how to classify the different variables. But sometimes with big files, you need to parse a bit more in order to get a good specification, to get an accurate specification. For example, if you have a lot of missing values, then you might get the wrong column type. So using guessMax and increasing it to very large numbers helps the function identify the column specifications better, but on the price of takes longer to read the file, especially in big files. Now another thing I like to use is another package. Let me read in the tidyverse package here, and I'm also going to use another package called janitor. Okay, so notice here that we've got some headers. We've got the header, and the column names here are not very convenient to work with. For example, the third column here is called bill space length space, and then you've got these brackets and the unit millimeters. So if you wanted to choose this variable name, you'd have to use select, and then you have to use the backtick and tell it bill length, and then you can choose this specific column. But writing like this is not very convenient. So here comes the janitor package, which offers a very simple function called clean names. And once you use this clean names, you get the names in a clean form. So now after I clean the names, I can just do something like that. And you see it's very easier to write like this. You don't have to use the backtick, and it simply works. So that's another trick that I like to use very often, where I know that the original header of the file is not very convenient to work with. So now that you've learned how to import CSV files, the Excel import is basically the same. But we have to use a different function called readExcel from the readExcel package. So let's see it in action. We'd use the read Excel package, and we've got a number of variants here. The simplest is read Excel, and this time I want to use the Excel file. Same thing, and we got the file. Again, we can use the janitor package, the clean names from the janitor package to make the names a bit better. Same concept. So once you've learned how to use read CSV, using read Excel is basically the same. Now, the nice thing about these functions and R in general is that you can also specify a URL. For example, let's take the recent file from the Tidy Tuesday project, and you can see this is a data set about transit costs, and you can just take this URL over here. It even gives you the command. You see that they're also using the read CSV. So let's copy everything as it is, put it right here. So you see now I'm reading. I already read the package, so I don't need this part. Now I'm reading from a URL. You see HTTPS raw.github user contents, so on, and it simply works. R reads from the URL, so you can have your data stored somewhere on a server and read it directly from that server. You don't have to save it on your hard drive. That's very convenient sometimes. Okay, and now for exporting files. So if you're exporting a CSV file, you can just use a function called write_CSV. So let's try it out. We're going to use write_CSV, and first we enter the data we want, the table we want to save. So that would be the tang table here, and then we have to give it a location to save to. So that would be c temp my new bang.csv, and the file is saved. You can see that if I'll do a directory search here, you get a new file here. This is the file I just saved. Okay, so it's there, and it just stores the data in this table. And for writing Excel files, there are a number of possible packages which can do that. My favorite package for that is openxlsx, and there's a function here called write.xlsx. It's a very similar interface. You just give it a table and the location to which you want to save my new, and it saves the file. And there you have it. Here's the new Excel file. Here's the new CSV file. And that was it for reading, importing, and writing or exporting CSV and Excel files. Let me know if you found this video useful in the comments, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Thank you.